Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about UDP. In previous lecture, we discussed about TCP. So the next one is UDP. What is UDP? First, UDP is a user datagram protocol. What is the purpose we are using, and what is the main features which is present in UDP? We will going to know now. So UDP is the simplest protocol that involves minimum amount of communication mechanism. It is mainly used in connectionless, unreliable transport protocol. So what are the main features which are present in UDP? The main features are present in UDP. Okay, first one is it is also process to process communication, and it is used port numbers for communication. It is connectionless service. Okay, it is working on connectionless service, and it is unreliable and limited error checking probability. Unreliable means this is already we know that it is a connectionless service. Connectionless service means just it sent the data, it doesn't bother about whether it was reached or not. So that's the reason, and also it will not check the errors. So that is the reason limited error checking probability. And this is a flow control. There is no flow control here, and also error control also not present over here during transmission, and also conjunction control also not available while using this UDP protocol. So these three flow control, error control, congestion control, mainly we can notice in TCP, transmission control protocol, or connection oriented protocol we have seen. But in UDP we have not seen these three. This is the three very major important during transmission, because over the network lot many of packets are moving from source to destination over the network. So the packets may crash due to heavy traffic in the network. So how can we know that whether the packet was reached or not? So sometimes in most of the cases we doesn't require that, we doesn't bother about whether the information is whether the information is successfully received by the receiver or not. In such cases we are using UDP protocols. So we'll let you know the in difference between TCP and UDP. You will came to know that what are the examples we are using with help of UDP protocol, and what type of service it is providing. We'll let you know now in next slide. So meanwhile, it is a very simple protocol, and it can be used with a minimum overhead. Overhead means, so during transmission every frame the header will be present, right? In that header, source and destination address will be maintained. It should maintain a capacity of bits, but here the low capacity of bits it can store. It just only send the information. So for that it doesn't carry much information about the receiver. It is only transmitted, that's all. Doesn't require any maintain any information, because there is no flow control, there is no error control, there is no congestion control. So there is no need of checking all these three parameters. Why the header should maintain a high end of bits? That is not required. So that's why it maintains very lower head, right? Next one is, it is good protocol for data flow in one direction. See, the information will flow in one direction purpose, the protocol will be very good. So we'll see the user datagram architecture. See, this is the user datagram. User datagram means UDP packets are called by the user is user datagram. So the UDP is using user datagrams, and TCP with help of datagrams it is transmitting the data. With in TCP with help of packets it transmitting the data. So that is the major difference, you came to know that. So this is the header and data. In this only maintain header and data. The length is 0 to 31, approximately 32 bits. So the header format is, see, 0 to 31. The header format is, first one is source port address, 0 to 16, and 16 to 31 destination port address, and here 0 to 16 total length header plus data and checksum header plus data. This is the diagram of UDP. It is very easy to understand this information, and when compared to TCP, UDP is very light protocol to transmitting of data. So in next slide we'll going to see the difference between TCP and UDP. Then you will let you know what is the major differences during services offered by the TCP and UDP. You will came to know that. Okay. See here the major difference between TCP and UDP. First we'll see one by one. So I told you in this I have not yet mentioned one point. That main point is with help UDP with help of datagrams, user datagrams, the data is transmitting in UDP, but in TCP with help of packets data is transmitting. That is the one point I have missed over here. You can write it. First, in general case, UDP is a simple and high speed low functionality, but TCP is full featured reliable data transfer. So connection setup, this is a connectionless service UDP. TCP is a connection oriented. So coming to the description, data interface into the application. This is message based data is sending. This is stream based data is sending. Message based data means it is sending the user datagrams. The message is forwarding from one source to another source with help of datagrams. But here in stream based data means the message is transmitting with help of packets. And coming to the reliability, we know the UDP is unreliable because that is connectionless oriented means there is no acknowledgement process is going to be happen during transmission. It is reliable because it is fully featured with help of acknowledgement based data is transmitting. Again, retransmission, there is no need transmission facility not performed because there is no acknowledgement service is going to be maintained in UDP, because there is no error control, congestion control, and so these things are going to be not performed by UDP. So that is doesn't require, it is not perform the retransmission whether any information is lost during transmission. But in coming to the TCP data, if data is lost, the retransmission is takes place. Coming to the flow control, it doesn't require any flow control and error control. It will not going to be bothered about that. But here it maintain a flow control with help of sliding window. It maintaining the flow control. Coming to overhead, so it is very low overhead. It is low but higher than UDP. This is low but higher than UDP. The transmission speed, this is very faster, very high. This is high but lower than UDP. Coming to the applications that used by the protocol of UDP is DNS, domain naming system, BOOTP, DHCP, dynamic host control protocol, SNMP, this is used for multimedia application purpose. So these are the UDP protocols which is used. Coming to the TCP, FTP, file transfer protocol, telnet, SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, DNS also it is using, and HTTP, hypertext markup language, sorry, HTTP. Okay, so these are the hypertext transfer protocol. So these are the very most differences between TCP and UDP. So in next session we're going to learn about internet and application layer. So